guys can use my simple little way to remember it.
Your blood clot boy. Look at this. The book is named Mountain Dew.
Circumstances, the particle can occupy multiple positions at once. And it turns out that to achieve the remarkable efficiency of photosynthesis, algae and their evolutionary descendants, plants, employ quantum superposition so that the energy can simultaneously travel along all possible paths to the reaction center. That way, it always gets there on time. As far as we understand it, when a photon of sunlight hits a leaf, its energy is passed to electrons within the leaf's chlorophyll molecules. Those excited electrons move to the reaction center not by random hops, as was thought, but by exploiting their quantum mechanical ability to take all available paths at the same time. It's such an exciting discovery because it raises the possibility that we could do the same. If the messy world of biology can exploit this quantum mechanical trick to the maximum by evolutionary trial and error, perhaps we can deliberately engineer the same feats to occur in our own solar panels.
Right? Now, that's how light works. That's how knowledge works. That's how you build people that are interested in the information. So as you're studying, as you're getting the books, it's gonna happen. Let me show you. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. This is crazy. Look at this. Let me show you this. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this because when I'm writing, right? When I'm writing, I need distractions. When I'm writing, I need distractions, right? And it's just a way to balance my mind, right? It's just a way to balance my mind. So YouTube be just doing its thing sometimes. If I don't have lo-fi playing or like a fur release, something, you know, like a classical piano or something playing, I'll have YouTube and YouTube will be jumping around, right? So just by pure chance, when I say pure chance, I have not been on this man's page purposefully in, I don't know, maybe 6 months, maybe a year or more. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. And it just so happens that the first time I go on this page, he was attempting to steal the drip. Now, mind you, my less spiritual Enqi would have went somewhere else with this clip. But I'm showing you somebody red-handed in the cookie jar. This is not an herbalist. This is not a healer. This is somebody red-handed in the cookie jar. I'm talking about in the cookie jar like this, red-handed. You sneaking in the kitchen in the middle of the night. You digging in the cookie jar, and then out of nowhere, your father just walk up on you and flip the light on. What you doing in that cookie jar? Uncomfortable smile, busted hand in the cookie jar. I was just counting all the cookies to make sure the cookies was right in the cookie jar. Get your hand out of that cookie jar. Get your hand out of my pocket. Malcolm X moment. I'm talking about you could not imagine this moment. I couldn't even believe as I was watching it unfold. I couldn't even believe as I was watching it unfold before my eyes. I was like, yo, is he getting ready to give me props for this? Or is he getting ready to try to say, I'm like, yo, what is happening right here? This is crazy. Look, hand in the cookie jar. I'm talking about in the cookie jar. Now, this is not like somebody from outside the community, hey, all bets is off. Outside the community, you know, hand in the cookie jar.
So now you're gonna see how I put together a quick presentation. I'm just gonna slip this mountain right for y'all. And I'm gonna put this mountain inside the camera just so we can see it real quick. Screenshot. Man. There we go. Hold on. I'm taking too long. You're supposed to be able to do this hella quick. So slap that right there. And then I just want us to deal with the do for a minute, right?
Wow, that's
I don't want to do it like that, though. Hold on.
Bro ain't gonna say.
All right, so now we got the Mountain Dew. And that's the way you're going to remember it.
Bro.
Now, in ancient Egyptian, you transliterate this as like that, right? Now, this is what I want to trip off. Egyptology speak, and I want y'all to see how he's pointing out the D and the W. Now, if you learn Egyptology speak, how are you going to pronounce this word to me? You can't pronounce two consonants. Just like he told you, you're going to inject a E in the middle of the consonants in order to pronounce the word for scholastic purposes. Not to be acting like that's how it sounded. So you put a E here. Now, this is a mountain. See? It's funny. But what's happening here is this D represents the DJ sound because it's a Jenga. And the D is silent like in most African languages if you come across that DJ consonant cluster. So you're really going to pronounce Jew, even though you see do, and really what you see is this in transliteration.
Trying to steal the spiel.
Now let me show you something. That's if you think that this consonant is a W. Because it is consonants that need to be separated by vowels. You don't need to separate vowels by vowels.
Or hating.
You see, vowels are the sounds that connect consonants, basically. And then you got other ones like the glottal stops.
Now, hold on. Let me stop this for a second. Because I know y'all hear my commentary. That's not me talking right now. That's not me talking right now. That's me talking while I was screen recording it. Because I couldn't believe what was happening in front of my eyes. I was like, yo, is he hating or is he stealing? Like, I didn't know what he was doing. I thought he was like debunking me because this is a part of the whole crew of people that be telling me, you know, they pop up in the chat room from time to time and say, Enqi, you need to stay in your lane, brother. You don't know what you're talking about. You know, when I was over there saying that the aorta, you know, when I was breaking down the wild scepter and all, oh, Enqi, you got to stay in your lane, brother. You got this is part of that crew. So in my mind, I'm saying to myself, I don't know where this is coming from. Is this hating? Is he getting ready to debunk me because I just put my book out? Or is he trying to steal all the spiel? Is he trying to steal the drip? In my mind, I'm saying to myself, this cannot be happening. I know he's not handing the cookie jar. Like, I know he's not. Listen, for the people that don't know what I'm talking about, let me stop this for a second. Because I gotta not be arrogant. Like, everybody watches every video. So some of y'all may not know, right? Some of y'all may not know. Some of y'all may not understand what's happening right now, right? But I have a long-standing history with these guys. Because remember, mind you, he was part of the Amun-Ra squad. When I was at war with the Amun-Ra squad, he was with them. He's an Amun-Ra squad member. This is an Amun-Ra squad member. And as I'm teaching, going over there just recently, going back and forth with Reggie about the medicine and the pap ride and all that, I'm trying to link in with brothers. I'm even trying to link in with these brothers like, yo, we need to teach the people. This is a great teaching opportunity. Let's get together and teach the crickets. I don't hear no responses because they still got their band of brothers, you know. They teaching people that I don't know what I'm talking about. You got your hand in the cookie jar? So let me explain to the people that may not understand what's going on right now. Because I know y'all like, wait, what is happening right now, Enqi? What is going on right now, Enqi? What are you talking about? This is what I'm talking about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. And this is what I'm talking about when I say the people will have no choice but to follow you. Even the people that hate. When your light shine bright enough, They will have no choice but to follow. Even if they follow in secret. Even if they follow you in secret, they will have no choice to follow. And this is what the slavery that the Bible is talking about. The Bible is talking about when you start to radiate that light from the inside out, even your enemies, even the people that slandered your name, they will have no choice but to follow. They will have no choice but to follow. Because if they don't, it's to their own detriment. So right now, as we start to teaching the world about heart disease and how you know who found the cause and the cure and the trigger for heart disease in the Bible, oh, the world gonna have to follow. If you don't follow, this is the big one, right? So I'm just showing you a live example because listen, peace and blessings to this brother here, right? Peace and blessings to this brother. It's not a Dr. Enqi exposed video because this brother got more knowledge about the metal nature in his pinky finger than I got because that's not my thing. This is a person that dedicated his whole life to studying the metal nature. He dedicated a big portion of it to telling people that I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know, he's down with Team Reggie and you know, he's down with. So when I dropped the book, right? Do y'all remember? Some of y'all was in the live stream when I dropped the book and literally people from over there came into the chat and said, I didn't know what I was talking about. I had to block a few people. They was in the chat trolling. Oh, Enqi, you got to stick to your lane, brother, blah, blah, blah. Enqi, you got to stick to your lane, brother, blah, blah, blah. Look at this. The book is named Mountain Dew. Like literally, we got a soda can right here. Like, so just in case, you know, and I have to do these things like this in a fashion where people can see, because otherwise, like I tried to explain to you guys, when people steal the spiel and broadcast it, they're using the fact that in your mind, right? Let's say, for instance, I don't have the video. Let's say, for instance, it's confusing. Weeks go by, months goes by. And I make a discovery, but he passes it off as his discovery. Who is the world gonna believe came up with this Mountain Dew? Who's they gonna believe came out with this information and blah, blah? Who? Not me. I deal with the health information. He dedicated his whole life to studying the metal nature. So of course people would think, and this is how people are able to steal. This is how people are able to steal the drip. It just so happened. It just so happened that God put me on that channel at that moment. So when you listening to the video, I'm not talking right now. You hearing my live reaction because I couldn't believe what I was witnessing, right? I couldn't believe what I was witnessing live as it was happening. Like I was witnessing it as it was happening. I could not believe that.
So now you're gonna see how I put together a quick presentation. I'm just gonna slip this mountain right for y'all. So now you're gonna see how I put together a quick presentation. I'm just gonna slip this mountain right for y'all. And I'm gonna put this mountain inside the camera just so we can see it real quick. Screenshot. Come on, man. There we go. Hold on. I'm taking too long. You're supposed to be able to do this hell quick. Just slap that right there. And then I just want us to deal with the do for a minute, right?
Wow, that's
I don't want to do it like that, though. Hold on.
Bro ain't gonna say.
All right, so now we got the Mountain Dew. And that's the way you're going to remember it.
Bro.
Now, in ancient Egyptian, you transliterate this as like that, right? Now, this is what I want to trip off. Egyptology speak, and I want y'all to see how he's pointing out the D and the W. Now, if you learn Egyptology speak, how are you going to pronounce this word to me? You can't pronounce two consonants. Just like he told you, you're going to inject a E in the middle of the consonants in order to pronounce the word for scholastic purposes. Not to be acting like that's how it sounded. So you put a E here. Now, this is a mountain. See? It's funny. But what's happening here is this D represents the DJ sound because it's a jingle. And the D is silent like in most African languages if you come across that DJ consonant cluster. So you really don't pronounce Jew, even though you see do, and really what you see is this in transliteration.
Trying to steal the spiel.
Now let me show you something. That's if you think that this consonant is a W. Because it is consonants that need to be separated by vowels. You don't need to separate vowels by vowels.
Or hating.
You see, vowels are the sounds that connect consonants, basically. And then you got other ones like the glottal stops. But that's what vowels do, connect consonants. So think about this. If this isn't a consonant, then you're going to have the same thing, which you don't have. See the difference? You don't have to inject the E in here. And it's not Egyptology speak anymore. This would have still rendered what? Jew.
Bro, this was
You
crazy.
tripped off that? So we got to understand which terms might be. Now let's talk about Dahudi. And you want to notice how this DJU is in the front of the name Dahudi, even though it don't got nothing to do with him being part of the mountain or nothing. I just wanted y'all to see how that is working. In the name Jehudi, we go straight from a DJ to a U and not a W, right? Because they want to enter name Jehudi without putting an E in the middle because they don't call him Jew-Huti. So I'm talking about the differences between Egyptology speak, the way things might have possibly been really said, and then us understanding the two. But when you come across this symbol, you always can use my simple little way to remember it.
Your blood clot boy.
And I just gave you the explanation.
Yo! What?
Say Mountain Dew, even though it's Jew, because we just wrote about it.
Bro.
So I'm talking about the differences between Egyptology speak, the way things might have possibly been.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't fix that because, like I said, that was the live me reacting to it as it's happening. So I'm confused as I'm watching this. Just so we could bring it back. I'm confused as I'm watching this. I don't know why. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's debunking me, hating as you know, oh, Enqi, you stay in your lane. You got the health information. You don't know nothing about this. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe this is him proving that I don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like logically, this would be an opportunity for the whole team, Kemet on that side of town, you know, to prove Enqi finally once and for all, stay in your lane. You don't know what you're talking about. So I'm thinking that's what's going on. Like I might have mispronounced something or whatever. Even though it still would not change the premise that I laid down in the book. Because again, what we're talking about in the book is culture and nationality and religion and God and something totally, right? So I don't know what direction he going in with this, right? It's still up in the air, right? The moment when he lays claim to it, I could not help that reaction. So I got to apologize. When he say, I came up with, or this is my way of, what he said, what he said, yo, this was, I couldn't believe this. I was like, yo, I said, yo, this is crazy right here. This is wild. Like, why would they, this is the same as, look, when I came out with the Wild Scepter,